folks, this is Uli with Royal Tiger Imports and Inter-Audience and Sean. And we want to show you today the development of firearms, which is pretty much very interesting, starting from the single shot guns over the tubular magazines, over the en bloc clips, and to the magazine-fed firearms. So we have a bunch of different firearms here on this table, and Shaw will go in detail over the firearms later on with you. But you know, I think it's very important to stress out the firearms history, which is available all at royaltigerimports.com. I mean, we can really proud to present the largest variety of firearms from pre-World War I up to the 1960s and 70s here, which we have in the warehouse. So let's start, for example, with the with the Prussian Franco War in 1870-71. So we have here the Chassepot Gras, which is basically a single shot gun. And then we have also the in the Japanese-Russian War from 1904 and 1905, we have the Badan Rifle here. These both are single shot rifles, and then, you know, the development went on to the en bloc clip rifles like the Mannlichers here. And we have some Carcanos over here, World War I, and of course the tubular magazine guns like the Lebel, and the magazine clip guns like the, like for example the exchangeable magazine, the Enfield, and the Gewehr 98, Gewehr 88 shortened. By the way, this is very rare. I want to go into this gun later on. These are very rare guns. These are shortened Gewehr 88, and these are factory shortened, so there's no conversion. These are factory shortened rifles, or carbines better said. And yeah, and let me give the word over to Shaw. Shaw can explain in detail the guns to you. Again, thanks for watching, and Shaw, go ahead.
Yeah, so like Uli said, there's a wide variety starting from basically the start of a smokeless powder cartridge, you know, with, of course, these were in black powder 11mm Gras. Single shot, you know, single fed. Fortunately, it is breech loading at this point, but we have the largest variety, basically starting from a single shot breech loader all the way up to a detachable box magazine Lee Enfield rifles. You know, we have basically almost every single military standard cartridge available in these rifles, and quite a large variety. You've got everything from, of course, like Uli said, anything from a single shot rifle leading then to a tubular magazine with a Lebel, and of course en bloc clips, and then you have a standard box magazine that is non-detachable, although the floor plate is removable, like the Car 98s and Gevera 98s, and of course then you have a final, you know, latest version of all of these rifles pictured here with a detachable box magazine, the Enfield.
So yeah, it's pretty interesting, right, what we have found there in Africa. And I mean, the condition, you know, is from fair to good, and with a little bit of elbow grease, they turn out really nice. For example, like these Lee Enfield here. So guys, also I wanna make this point. You know, we get a lot of positive critics. Of course, a lot of people are happy that we imported this gun, but a lot of people say, oh, the condition. Folks, I can tell you, 100-year-old guns, 80-year-old guns, or even 140-year-old guns, you will not find in prestige condition, you know, like we found the Mausers or the Mannlicher back in the beginning of the 90s in the former Soviet Union countries like Ukraine. You know, these days are long over, and actually we can be very fortunate to have found these guns, because every development country would have destroyed these guns. And actually the UN is going around handing out checks to the developing countries to destroy their old piles of firearms, and we were really lucky to be able to save these guns for destruction. So again, I just wanted to make this point, folks. If you're interested in history, this is history. If you guys are interested in brand new guns without scratches or minor dents or minor crack, please do not buy. Don't even bother, because, you know, you will not find these guns. So I just wanted to make this point so that we are very clear. These guns, they are used. These are in turn-in conditions. They have dents. They have scratches. They might have a minor crack in the handguard or a stock. But in the end, you know, with elbow grease, you will get us a truly nice piece of history. Again, folks, thank you so much for watching, and sure, go ahead, please.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, overall, these rifles are just a absolute specialty. I mean, I just am enthralled to be able to have access to these things. It's truly a it's great to combine passion with a the ability to spread this passion onto other people, and it's a truly fantastic opportunity.
Yeah, I think so as well. And folks, you can believe me, I'm a collector since I was a kid, and from this batch out of Africa, probably I got from my own collection about 300 firearms, because these are so rare. And when I first saw these guns and these piles and piles of guns, I had no clue what they were. So I had to do my homework, because I've never touched them in my life before, because they were simply so old and not existing on the market. So folks, again, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Turn into our channel and subscribe to our channel. If you like it, give us a thumbs up. If you don't like it, send us a comment, and we'll try to address it. Again, thank you so much, and God bless America.
All right, folks, let's take a closer look at the variety of firearms we have here. Starting with what we discovered before, here's the Russian Berdan. This one's considered a Berdan 2. It was a standard Russian service rifle in about the mid-1870s to the mid-1880s, and is considered the predecessor to the Mannlicher. It fires a 10.75 millimeter. It's a large bore cartridge, I believe black powder, and it's a quite interesting rifle. You can see the similarities between this and the Mannlicher, and it's definitely a unique piece of history. You don't see these rifles very often at all. Moving on, we have the Chassepot Gras. This one fires an 11 millimeter Gras cartridge, again, black powder as well. And this one is actually a more common in Ethiopia, a cavalry carbine with these brass barrel bands. They're a very interesting configuration of the rifle. Moving on, we have, we're jumping forward a little bit here, but we have a Steyr M95 full-length rifle. These were the standard rifle for the Austro-Hungarian forces. We have some made that are from the Steyr factory as well as the Budapest factory. This one, as you can see, is a non-detachable magazine. It's fed by a 5-round en-bloc clip, and this one is chambered in 8x50 rimmed. Moving back in time a little bit, the M95 was produced starting in about 1895, 1896, and this is a Lebel, which was, basically started in about 1886, 87-ish. This one uses a Kropatschek style tube-fed magazine, and this one's in actually fairly nice shape. We've got some original bluing left, the stock's in quite nice shape. This one in particular, if you'll notice, has a AOI stamp, meaning that this was used by the Italian forces sometime between 1935 and 1941. Moving back to an en-bloc clip style firearm, this is a Gewehr 91. This was used by many of the German forces during World War I, as well as before World War I. Many of them were used in reserves, but then reintroduced for standard service during the Great War. Here's a very interesting one as well. This is a shortened from factory commission Gewehr 88. So the standard length would be roughly about, I'd say, a foot to a foot and a half longer than this standard rifle. However, this one was factory shortened, and you can see the sight is indeed shorter than the standard configuration ladder sight on a Gewehr 88, as we can see right here. This one is a standard Gewehr 88 rear sight. It's quite long, and it goes to about 2,000 meters. This one, however, goes to about 1,200 meters, although both are quite optimistic. This is a Carcano 1891 full-length rifle. This one is indeed an antique. This one's about 1894, I believe. It's in pretty all right shape considering its age. Again, fed by an en-bloc clip. Here's a Berthier 1907 15. This one is also fed by an en-bloc clip and in quite nice shape. This one is actually numbers matching. And of course, like we touched on previously, here's a full-length Gewehr 88 standard rifle. This one was developed by a German commission that looked at a variety of service rifles during the time period and adapted many of the features they liked and produced this entire rifle. Although it is missing some of the metal finish, overall this one is in not bad shape as well, although it has seen its use. Moving on, we have a more standard for the World War I era, Car 98AZ. This one's actually a little worse for the wear, but it does retain all its important markings. This one is an Erfurt produced 1916 rifle, and they are indeed quite interesting. They are very, very neat rifles, and handle and feel like more of a modern K98 that you'd see during the World War II era. And finally, this is the final iteration of this year range of semi-auto, or rather bolt-action rifles. This is about as close as you get to a semi-auto while being a bolt-action rifle. This is a Lee Enfield No. 1 Mark III. This one was produced by BSA in England, and it's quite nice shape. Numbers matching, original, and this is a 1916, I believe. 1916 or 1917, I'll have to double check. But this one is chambered in .303 British and has a detachable box magazine, although they were usually loaded by stripper clips, but detachable box magazine nonetheless.